Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel, English Journey Conversation. I'm really happy to see you here. If you like my videos, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. That helps me a lot and allows me to make more useful videos for you. This channel is all about helping you learn English and improve your life using simple ideas and easy words. I want to make learning English not difficult, not scary, but something you can enjoy every day. Today, we are going to talk about an important topic, motivation versus discipline. Which one do you really need to succeed? Maybe this has happened to you before. You wake up in the morning and you feel lazy. You think, I want to study English today, but somehow you just don't feel like it. You say, I will do it later, or I will study when I feel ready. But then later comes and you still don't study. Days pass, weeks pass, and you keep postponing your learning. Have you ever felt like this? Most of us have. That is exactly why this topic is so important. This is not just about learning English. It is about life. If you want to be a better student, a better speaker, or even a better person, you need to understand the difference between motivation and discipline. Many people think that they need motivation to get started. They wait for the perfect moment to begin. They wait to feel excited or inspired. They think, I will start when I feel ready. But here's the truth. Motivation doesn't always come. Some days, you may feel very motivated. You wake up ready to work, ready to study, and ready to improve yourself. But other days you feel tired, bored, or too busy. Motivation comes and goes. But what do you do on the days when you feel unmotivated? This is where discipline becomes your best friend. So, what is discipline? Discipline means that you do what you need to do even when you don't feel like it. It means you show up every day, take small steps, and slowly build good habits. Discipline is about creating a routine and sticking to it. With discipline, you don't wait for motivation. You take action even if you feel tired or lazy. In this video, we will talk about what motivation is and when we usually feel it, what discipline is and why it is more powerful than motivation, the key differences between motivation and discipline, why discipline helps you succeed more than motivation, how to build discipline in your daily life, especially for learning English. Remember, motivation is like a spark. It can make you start, but it doesn't last long. Discipline is like an engine. It keeps you going, even when the spark is gone. If you can learn to be disciplined, you can study every day, improve your skills, and reach your goals, not only in English, but in life. So, don't wait for motivation. Start building discipline today. Take small steps every day. Keep going even if it feels hard. Little by little, day by day, you will see progress. And remember, the most successful people are not always the most motivated. They are the ones who keep showing up, even when they don't feel like it. By the end of this video, you will understand how to use both motivation and discipline in your life, but most importantly, you will know why discipline is the key to long-term success. Let's get started and learn how to become disciplined, confident, and successful in your English journey. By the end of this episode, you will understand which one you need more, motivation or discipline, and how to use both to become stronger, more focused, and more confident on your English learning journey. So, let's start from the beginning. What is motivation? Motivation is the feeling that pushes you to do something. It is like a small voice inside your mind that says, "Come on, you can do this." When you are motivated, you feel excited and full of energy. You feel like anything is possible. Motivation often happens when you think about something you really want or something that inspires you. For example, maybe you want to speak English fluently. You watch a video of someone speaking perfect English and you think, wow, I want to speak like that too. That feeling of excitement and desire is motivation. It can also happen in smaller ways. Perhaps you listen to a song or a podcast and suddenly feel ready to start studying. That is motivation as well. We usually feel motivated when something new or exciting happens. A student may feel motivated at the start of a new school year. Many people feel motivated on January 1st when they make New Year's resolutions. Maybe you buy a brand new notebook, write day 1, let's learn English, and feel great. In these moments, everything feels possible and you feel ready to take action. But here's the problem with motivation. It doesn't last. Motivation comes and goes. One day you feel energetic, excited, and ready to learn. The next day, you may feel tired, distracted, or too busy. Imagine today you are motivated, studying English with a smile. But tomorrow you sit down to study, and that feeling is gone. You might think, not today, maybe tomorrow. That is how motivation works. It depends on how you feel, and feelings change all the time. This is why many people start something but then stop. Think about gyms, for example. Every January, many people join the gym full of excitement. For the first week, they go every day. But then one day they skip a workout, then 2, and soon they quit. Why does this happen? Because motivation was strong at the beginning, but after a few days it faded. Motivation alone is not enough to keep you going consistently. Motivation is like a spark. It can make you start, and it can make you feel excited for a short time. But the spark can disappear quickly. On the other hand, discipline is more powerful. Discipline is what keeps you going when the spark of motivation is gone. Discipline helps you study regularly, build habits, and make progress even on days when you don't feel like it. Now that we understand that motivation is temporary, the next step is to learn why discipline is more reliable and stronger. Motivation can help you start, but discipline is what helps you finish and succeed. Without discipline, motivation is like a car with no fuel. It looks good, but it can't go very far. Discipline is the fuel that keeps you moving forward. In the next part, we will explore how to build discipline in your daily life, especially for learning English. You will see why people who are disciplined achieve their goals, while people who rely only on motivation often give up. Learning this will help you become more consistent, confident, and successful on your English journey. Now, let's talk about discipline and why it is more powerful than motivation. Discipline means doing the right thing even when you don't feel like it. You don't wait for a good mood. You don't wait for energy, excitement, or inspiration. You just show up and do the work because you know it is important for your goals. Discipline is about taking action consistently, day after day, even when it feels difficult. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine 2 students. Student A only studies when they feel motivated. Some days, they study a lot. Other days, they do nothing at all. Then there is student B, who studies at the same time every single day. Even if they feel tired, lazy, or distracted, they study a little bit each day. After 1 month, who do you think will improve more? Of course, it is student B.
Why?
Because of discipline. Discipline creates consistency, and consistency always brings results. Even if you study English for only 10 to 15 minutes a day, if you do it every day, you will improve faster than someone who studies only when they feel like it. Discipline is like a muscle. Think of it like a muscle in your body. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it may feel hard. You may want to skip your practice. But the more you practice, the easier it gets. Soon, discipline becomes a habit, something you do automatically. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. You just do it. It is just like brushing your teeth. It becomes part of your routine, and it happens without thinking. Now, let's compare motivation and discipline and see the key differences. Motivation comes and goes, while discipline stays strong over time. Motivation depends on feelings, while discipline depends on your actions. Motivation feels exciting at first, but can disappear quickly. Discipline feels hard at first, but gets easier over time. Motivation can start something quickly, but often stops easily. Discipline grows slowly but lasts longer. Both are useful in life. Motivation can help you start, but discipline is what helps you keep going and finish. Motivation gives you energy and excitement for a short time, but discipline is the engine that keeps you moving forward, even when motivation disappears. Here's why discipline helps you succeed. Successful people don't always feel motivated, but they still show up and do the work. They don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect mood. They create a system, a daily routine, and take small steps every day. This is the power of discipline. It is what turns small actions into big results over time. For example, someone learning English may not feel like practicing every day. They might feel tired, busy, or distracted. But with discipline, they do a little every day, even if it is just a few minutes. Day by day, their skills improve. Day by day, their confidence grows. Discipline is the secret to long-term success, not motivation alone. Motivation may get you started, but discipline is what allows you to finish, succeed, and keep improving. Learning to be disciplined is the key to becoming a better student, speaker, and person. Once you build discipline, everything else becomes easier, including learning English and achieving your life goals. Even though you cannot control your feelings every day, you can control your actions. Discipline helps you grow and improve even on the hard days when you feel tired, lazy, or distracted. Over time, your good habits become stronger than your excuses. The more you practice discipline, the easier it becomes to stick to your goals, especially learning English. So, how can you build discipline in your daily life, especially for English? You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Here are 5 simple steps you can follow to make discipline a habit. Step 1. Start small. Don't try to study for hours at first. That is too much, and it's hard to keep up. Instead, start with just 10 or 15 minutes a day. Even 5 minutes is okay in the beginning. Small steps are easier to repeat every day, and discipline grows when you do things regularly. Step 2. Create a routine. Pick a specific time every day to study English and stick to it. Morning, afternoon, or evening, it doesn't matter. What matters is doing it every day. For example, you can listen to English for 10 minutes after breakfast or read a short story before going to bed. The time doesn't matter as much as the consistency. Step 3. Make it easy. Don't wait for the perfect app, notebook, or study plan. Just start with what you have. Listen to a short podcast, read a simple article, or speak 5 sentences out loud. The easier it is to begin, the more likely you are to keep going. Discipline grows when starting is simple. Step 4. Track your progress. Use a calendar or notebook to mark each day you study English. Put a check mark, cross it off, or use stickers, whatever works for you. After a few days, you'll see your progress, and it will motivate you to keep your streak going. Seeing your effort every day helps you stay focused and feel proud of yourself. Step 5. Forgive yourself and keep going. Some days, you may miss your practice. That is okay. You are human. The important thing is not to give up. Don't say, "I failed." Instead, say, "I'll try again tomorrow." Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about not quitting, even when things get hard. A simple way to remember the difference is this. Motivation helps you start, but discipline helps you finish. Motivation gives you energy and excitement at the beginning, but discipline keeps you moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. By building small habits, creating a routine, and staying consistent, you can make learning English a part of your daily life. Discipline is like planting seeds. Each small step you take is like watering the seed. At first, nothing seems to happen, but over time, with daily care, your seeds grow into strong plants. Your English skills, confidence, and ability to achieve goals grow the same way, little by little every day. So start today. Take small steps, be consistent, track your progress, Forgive yourself for mistakes and keep going. Build your discipline, and over time, it will lead you to success. Motivation may give you the spark to begin, but discipline is what carries you all the way to the finish line. Now that you understand the difference between motivation and discipline, let's talk about how to use both together to become stronger, more confident, and more successful, especially on your English learning journey. Think of it like this. Motivation is the spark, and discipline is the fire. A spark gives energy and excitement to start something, but it disappears quickly. Discipline is what keeps the fire burning. Motivation can help you begin, but discipline is what helps you keep going and finish. Using both together is the key to long-term success. Here's how to combine motivation and discipline in your daily life. Step 1. Start with inspiration. Watch a video, listen to music, or read a success story. Use these moments to feel excited and say, "Yes, I want to do this." That feeling is your motivation. Motivation gives you energy to take the first step. Step 2. Create a plan. Don't wait for motivation to come back. Make a simple, clear plan and follow it every day. For example, say, "I will study English for 15 minutes every evening after dinner." That is your discipline. Your plan will keep you going even when motivation disappears. Step 3. Celebrate small wins. After each study session, say, "Well done," or "I did it." Saying it out loud gives your brain a happy feeling and creates a little boost of motivation. Small celebrations help you stay encouraged and remind you that your efforts matter. Step 4. Stay around positive people. Motivation grows when you are with others who are learning too. Join a study group, find a language partner, or listen to inspiring podcasts. Seeing others grow can inspire you and remind you that you are not alone on your journey. Step 5. Use motivation when you have it and discipline when you don't. Some days, you'll feel excited and motivated. Use it to study, practice, and take action. Other days, you may feel tired or lazy. That's okay. Just follow your routine anyway. You don't need to feel motivated to take action. Action itself creates momentum, and momentum builds both confidence and results. So, which do you need more, discipline or motivation? The answer is both, but if you can only rely on one every day, choose discipline. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings change. Discipline is a habit, and habits create results over time. When you practice discipline consistently, it turns into long-term success, while motivation comes and goes like the wind. Using both together makes learning English much easier. Motivation helps you start your study sessions with energy and excitement. Discipline ensures that even on days you don't feel like studying, you still take action. The combination of these two forces allows you to grow stronger, become more confident, and make real progress every day. Remember, motivation gives you the spark. Discipline keeps the fire burning. Together, they create momentum, build habits, and lead to success. Start with small steps, stick to your routine, celebrate your wins, stay around positive people, and take action even when you don't feel like it. Over time, you'll see that discipline and motivation working together can transform your English learning journey and your life. Here is a final reminder for you. Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. Success in English and in life comes from consistently showing up. Stay patient, stay kind to yourself, and keep taking small steps every day. Discipline is everywhere in life. Waking up early every morning, even when you feel sleepy, is discipline. Brushing your teeth every night, even when you're tired, is discipline. Saying no to distractions like your phone when it's time to study, that's discipline too. Discipline is not always exciting, fun, or easy, but it works. It is powerful because it helps you do the important things, even when you don't feel like it. It moves you forward one small step at a time, day after day. Think of motivation as the wind. It can push you, give you energy, and help you move fast. But the wind doesn't always blow. Discipline is the engine. It keeps going, steady and strong, even when the wind stops. That's why discipline is more reliable and long-lasting. Here's a simple truth. If you study English only when you feel like it, you will stop often. But if you study English even when you don't feel like it, you will grow faster, improve more, and become stronger. That is the real power of discipline. And here's the good news. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to study for hours. You don't need to take every moment seriously. You just need to show up a little bit every day. Small actions, repeated consistently, lead to big results over time. For example, listen to 5 minutes of English while walking. Write 3 new words in your notebook. Read 1 short story or article. Speak a few sentences out loud. That's it. Small actions, done every day, build your discipline and your success. It may feel hard at first, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and soon it becomes a habit. Let's review the key idea. Motivation helps you start, discipline helps you continue. Using both together will help you reach your goals. Going for a walk or doing exercise, even when the weather is bad, is discipline. Turning off your phone while studying is discipline. Choosing to study English for 20 minutes instead of watching TV. That's discipline too. These actions may seem small or even difficult now, but over time, they make a huge difference. Discipline builds your skills, confidence, and consistency. It is the secret to achieving your goals, not just in English, but in life. Remember, you don't need motivation every day. You just need to take action, even when you don't feel like it. Motivation may give you a spark, but discipline is what keeps the fire burning. Day by day, step by step, your small actions grow into real progress. That is the path to becoming stronger, smarter, and more confident. So start today. Take a small step, follow your routine, and build your habits. Motivation will help you begin, but discipline will carry you all the way to success. Keep showing up, stay consistent, and remember, small, steady actions every day create big results. That is the power of discipline, and that is how you succeed in English and in life. Discipline is not about how you feel. It's not about being happy, excited, or full of energy. It's about doing what is right, even when you don't feel like it. It's about creating habits and training yourself to keep going. Discipline is when you tell yourself, I don't want to do this, but I'll do it anyway. That is the mindset of someone who succeeds. That is why discipline is stronger than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. One day you feel full of energy and ready to take action. The next day you feel tired or lazy. Motivation says, I'll do it when I feel good. Discipline says, I'll do it because I promised myself I would. Discipline is consistent. It doesn't depend on your feelings. It depends on your actions. You don't need to study for hours every day. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up every day, even if it's only for 10 minutes. That is the secret to progress. So when someone says, I can't speak English because I'm not motivated, they're missing the point. You don't need to feel motivated every day. You need to be disciplined. You need to build habits. You need to say, I'll do it anyway. Here's a powerful idea. Discipline gives you freedom. It may sound strange, but it is true. When you're disciplined, you feel proud, strong, and in control. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect feeling. Instead, you start doing. You become the kind of person who takes action, and that kind of person grows faster, learns more, and achieves goals more quickly. Let's compare motivation and discipline more clearly. Motivation is about feelings. Discipline is about actions. Motivation depends on energy, excitement, or inspiration. Discipline depends on commitment and habit. Motivation starts quickly, but can stop easily. Discipline may feel hard at first, but becomes easier and more reliable over time. Here are some examples to show the difference. Example 1. Going to the gym. Motivation. You go because the sun is shining and you feel full of energy. Discipline. You go even when it's cold, you're tired, and you don't feel like it. Example 2. Learning English. Motivation. You watch a video of someone speaking fluent English. You feel excited and open your book to start learning. Discipline. On a lazy day, when you feel distracted or tired, you still choose to study for 15 minutes. So what happens on a normal day when you feel tired, lazy, or distracted? Maybe your friends are going out. Maybe the weather is bad. Maybe your energy is low. Motivation will often disappear in these moments. But discipline keeps you moving. Discipline is what allows you to take action even when it's difficult, and that is what creates progress, growth, and long-term success. Remember, motivation is useful. It gives you the spark to begin. But discipline is the engine that carries you forward every day, building habits, confidence, and real results. Discipline allows you to study, practice, and improve, even when you don't feel like it. It is the secret behind every successful learner, athlete, or professional. Discipline helps you become the person who acts, learns, and grows, no matter what life throws at you. Sometimes life gets in the way. Your favorite TV show is on, you're tired, or you just don't feel like studying English. At that moment, you have a choice. Do you skip it or stick to your plan? If you choose to study, even for just 10 or 15 minutes, that is discipline. You didn't feel excited, but you did it anyway. You showed up, and that is how real progress happens. Here's an easy way to remember the difference. Motivation is when you want to do it. Discipline is when you do it even if you don't want to. Both are helpful, but if your goal is to grow, improve, and reach your dreams, discipline matters more. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline builds long-lasting results. So, how can you build more discipline in your life? Here are a few simple, practical tips. 1. Start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Begin with just 10 minutes a day of English. Even 5 minutes works in the beginning. Small steps are easier to repeat and help you form a habit that grows over time. 2. Make a plan. Decide when and where you will study. For example, every day after lunch, study for 15 minutes. A clear plan removes uncertainty and makes it easier to follow through, even on busy or tired days. 3. Remove distractions. Turn off your phone, close unrelated tabs, and focus only on English. The fewer distractions, the easier it is to stay consistent and get things done. 4. Celebrate small wins. Did you study today?
Great.
Say, I did it. Even small achievements give your brain a sense of reward and boost your confidence. Over time, these little wins add up to big progress. 5. Be kind to yourself. Some days will be hard, and that's okay. Discipline isn't about being perfect, it's about consistency. If you miss a day, don't give up. Just show up again tomorrow. Keep going, step by step, and you will be amazed at how far you can go. Let's review the key idea again. Motivation helps you start, but discipline helps you continue. Motivation is like a spark. It gives energy and excitement, but it doesn't last forever. Discipline is like fuel. It keeps the fire going, even when it's hard. Motivation may push you forward sometimes, but discipline ensures you keep moving forward every day. If you want to improve your English or anything in life, don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. Instead, create a habit and show up every day, even for a short time. Even on boring days, even on busy days, even when you don't feel like it. These small, consistent actions build skills, confidence, and real results. Remember, progress doesn't require perfection. It requires discipline. Motivation is nice, but it comes and goes. Discipline is what makes you strong, capable, and unstoppable. Take small steps, stay consistent, and over time, you'll see that your hard work and habits add up to amazing results. Your English journey, and any goal in life, will succeed when you show up every day, even just a little, and build your habits with discipline. Motivation is the spark. Discipline is the engine. Together, they create momentum, growth, and success. Here's the final message for you. Real learning and real growth happen one small step at a time. Some days, you won't feel like studying. That's normal. But if you tell yourself, I promised I'll study for 15 minutes. I want to improve, and then turn off the TV, sit down, and start, you are showing discipline. You may not feel excited, but you do it anyway. That's how consistent progress is made. Let's remember the difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation comes from feelings. If you feel good, you act. If you don't, you don't. It's like a friend who visits sometimes. It's fun and exciting, but it doesn't always stay. Discipline comes from choice. It means doing the right thing even when you don't feel like it. Discipline is like a best friend who stays with you every day. It doesn't depend on your feelings. It depends on your actions and habits. Motivation helps you start, but discipline helps you keep going, even when things are hard, boring, or inconvenient. For example, imagine it's raining, you're tired, and your energy is low. Motivation says, let's skip today. Discipline says, let's do it anyway. Just one small step. Which one will make real progress? Discipline every time. If you only wait for motivation, you will study inconsistently. Some days you study a lot, other days nothing. But if you build discipline, you make progress every single day, even in small ways. That is the secret to real growth. Small, regular actions add up over time. Why isn't motivation enough? Motivation feels great. It gives energy and excitement, but it doesn't last. Some days you'll feel lazy, tired, or busy. That is normal. You cannot control how you feel every day, but you can control your actions. This is where discipline becomes your most powerful tool. Discipline allows you to take action even when you don't feel like it. Discipline creates habits, consistency, and long-term results. Here's the good news. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need hours of study every day. You don't need to feel excited all the time. You just need to show up consistently, even for a short time. Listen to 5 minutes of English while walking, read one short article, write 3 new words in your notebook, or say a few sentences out loud. Small actions, repeated daily, create massive results over time. Remember, motivation is the spark. It helps you begin. Discipline is the engine. It keeps you going, even when the spark fades. Use motivation when you have it. Use discipline when you don't. Over time, your habits and consistency will become stronger than your excuses. You will grow, improve, and reach your goals. So, here's the challenge for you. Think about one small habit you can start today. Commit to it. Show up, even if it's just 10 or 15 minutes. Celebrate each small win. Be kind to yourself on hard days. Keep going. That's how real learning happens. That's how strong, confident people grow. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, you don't need to wait for motivation. You have the power to choose discipline. Stay consistent. Keep learning. Keep growing. One small step at a time, you can achieve amazing results, not just in English, but in any part of your life. Discipline is your best friend. Motivation is your spark. Together, they make you unstoppable. If you always wait to feel motivated, you may never start, or you start and then stop. You lose time, get frustrated, and may even give up. Motivation is like the weather, sometimes sunny, sometimes cloudy. You cannot control it, and it will not always be there when you need it. Let's meet Lena. Lena wants to learn English. At first, she feels excited and studies every day for a whole week. She is proud of herself and thinks, I'm doing great. But then one day, Lena feels tired. She thinks, I'll skip today. The next day, she still doesn't feel like studying. She tells herself, I'm not motivated. Slowly, she stops. Why did Lena stop? Because she depended only on motivation. She waited for feelings to push her forward, and when those feelings disappeared, she had nothing to keep her going. Lena's story is common. Maybe it has happened to you too. You start something with excitement, but when life gets busy, when you're tired, or when it feels hard, you stop. The lesson here is simple. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait for motivation to appear. Use motivation when it's there. It's great for starting, but on the hard days, rely on discipline. Discipline is stronger, more reliable, and keeps you moving forward even when motivation disappears. Because Lena relied only on motivation, days went by without studying, weeks passed, and her English didn't improve. Slowly, her confidence fell. She thought, maybe I'm just not good at languages. But that wasn't true. The real problem wasn't her ability, it was that she had no plan, no habit, and no discipline to keep going. That is the key insight. Motivation alone is not enough. Motivation helps you start, but it cannot carry you all the way to your goal. That's why so many people start with excitement and then quit when it gets difficult. They say, I'm just not motivated anymore, but the real reason is lack of system, lack of daily habits, and lack of discipline. So, what can we learn from Lena? Motivation is useful for beginning, but it can't take you through the hard parts. You need something stronger, discipline. Discipline is saying, even if I don't feel like it today, I will do something small. It could be 10 minutes of listening, reading a short story, or repeating 10 English sentences out loud. The size of the action doesn't matter. What matters is that you show up and keep going. Even small steps, taken consistently, make a huge difference over time. Discipline builds habits, habits build progress, and progress builds confidence. You don't need to feel excited every day. You don't need hours of study. You just need to do something, no matter how small, and do it regularly. Lena's story teaches us a simple truth. Motivation is temporary, but discipline is lasting. Motivation is a spark that lights the fire. Discipline is the fuel that keeps it burning. Without fuel, the fire dies, no matter how bright the spark was at the beginning. So, even when you feel lazy, tired, or distracted, choose discipline. Take one small action today. Tomorrow, take another. Step by step, you will grow, improve, and achieve your goals. Motivation will help you start, but discipline will take you all the way. That is the secret to real success, not just in English, but in anything you want to accomplish. Motivation is like a wave. Some days it's high and strong, and you feel excited. Other days it's low, and you don't feel like doing anything. If you wait for the wave to carry you, you might stand on the beach forever. But discipline is like a boat. A strong, steady boat can carry you forward every day, even when the waves are big or small. You don't rely on the waves. You move forward little by little, step by step. The people who succeed are not always the ones who feel motivated. They're the ones who keep going even on boring or hard days. They trust the process. Success is not one big, magical day. It's many small days, many small actions, one step at a time. So, here's the truth. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but you can create habits and build a routine. Train your mind to work even if you don't feel like it. That is how real change happens. That is how you learn English. That is how you grow. That is how you win. Discipline is one of the most powerful tools you can have in life. Motivation is temporary. It disappears, shifts, and changes. But discipline stays. Think of it as a strong bridge that takes you from where you are now to where you want to be. Discipline means doing something again and again, even when it's hard, boring, or inconvenient. It's about doing the right thing, not just the fun or easy thing. This is why discipline gives you control over your actions, no matter how you feel. Many people wait for motivation to start something. They say, I'll start when I feel ready. But what if they never feel ready? They wait and wait, and often never start. Or they start enthusiastically but stop quickly because motivation isn't strong every day. Discipline is different. With discipline, you follow a plan. You do it because you decided to do it, not because of how you feel. That is the secret. Discipline keeps you moving forward even on the hardest days, when you feel lazy, tired, or distracted. Let's look at an example. Adam's story. Adam wants to speak English fluently. He dreams of a better job, traveling, and meeting new people. At first, he feels motivated and studies for hours. He listens to podcasts, practices speaking, and writes in his notebook. But one day, he feels tired. Motivation is gone. He thinks about skipping his English practice. But then he remembers his routine and his plan. He studies for just 15 minutes. He isn't excited, but he shows up anyway. That small action, repeated every day, is what builds his skills and confidence. That is discipline in action. Adam's story shows a simple truth. It's not the big actions done once that create success. It's the small, consistent actions taken every day. Motivation is useful. It gives a spark at the beginning. But discipline is the engine. Discipline keeps the fire burning, even when the spark disappears. The lesson is clear. Motivation helps you start. Discipline helps you finish. Build habits, follow your routine, and keep moving forward, even when it's boring, hard, or uncomfortable. Over time, these small actions will add up to massive results. You will grow, improve, and reach your goals, not because you always feel like it, but because you choose discipline every single day. Adam was very motivated at first. He watched videos, listened to podcasts, and studied English for 2 hours every day. He felt excited and proud of himself. But after 2 weeks, life got busy. He felt tired, and his motivation dropped. Many people stop at this point. They wait for motivation to return, but it doesn't always come. Adam is different. He knows the power of discipline. He makes a simple plan. I will study English for 30 minutes every day. No matter what. Even when he is tired or not excited, he keeps going. Some days, he just listens to one story. Other days, he writes 5 new words. Sometimes he practices speaking for 10 minutes. It doesn't matter how much he does. What matters is that he shows up every day. After a few months, Adam notices real progress. He feels more confident. He understands more words, speaks more clearly, and even notices small improvements in his pronunciation. People around him say, "Wow, your English is improving." He didn't become fluent in one day. It took time. But because he had discipline, he kept learning step by step, and those small steps added up to big results. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first, it may feel hard. You might think, why bother? I don't see fast results. You may want to quit. But if you keep going, even with small actions, your mind becomes stronger. You stop waiting for motivation and trust your routine. One day, you will look back and be amazed at how far you've come. Discipline also teaches patience. Many people today want fast results, like speaking English fluently in 1 week. But real learning takes time and regular practice. Discipline helps you stay calm and focused, even when progress seems slow. It helps you see that every small effort counts. Listening to 5 minutes of English, reading a short story, or repeating 10 sentences may seem tiny, but doing it every day makes a difference. Discipline works in many areas of life, not just learning English. A musician becomes great by practicing every day, not only when they feel inspired. A writer finishes a book by writing 1 page at a time, not just on motivated days. A runner completes a marathon by taking step after step, not only when they feel energetic. The same principle applies to learning English. You don't need to be perfect or excited every day. You just need to keep going. That is the power of discipline. Adam's story shows that small, consistent actions are stronger than motivation. Motivation can give you energy for a few days, but discipline carries you forward every day. By showing up regularly, even for just a short time, you build skills, confidence, and habits that last. Discipline helps you focus, overcome laziness, and trust the process. Over time, those small daily steps turn into real achievement. The lesson is clear. Don't wait to feel motivated. Start small, follow a routine, and keep moving forward. Even tiny actions matter if you repeat them consistently. That is how you grow, improve, and reach your goals, just like Adam did. Discipline isn't always exciting, but it works and it lasts. Discipline helps you take action every day. The best part is that it creates habits. When something becomes a habit, it feels natural. You don't have to push yourself too hard or think too much. It becomes part of your life, just like brushing your teeth or drinking water. At first, being disciplined takes energy. It may feel hard to do, but over time, discipline gives you energy, strength, and confidence. It makes you feel proud because you're doing something important every day, even when it's not fun or exciting. Think of it this way. Motivation is like starting a car engine, but discipline is like driving the car. Even when the road is long, the weather is bad, or you feel tired, discipline keeps you moving forward. You don't have to be the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. You just need to be consistent. Small, regular actions add up over time, and that's the real power of discipline. It turns tiny steps into big results. Now, let's talk about motivation and discipline together. They're not enemies. They are the perfect team. Motivation is the spark. It's the excitement and energy you feel when you start something new. Discipline is the engine. It keeps you moving when the spark fades. Motivation gets you started. It fills you with positive feelings, like imagining yourself speaking English fluently, getting a better job, or reaching your goals. But motivation comes and goes, just like the weather. Some days you feel energetic and ready. Other days you feel tired, bored, or distracted. If you depend only on motivation, you may stop when those feelings disappear. That's why discipline is the hero. Discipline is about decisions, not feelings. It means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Discipline helps you keep going after motivation leaves. It builds habits, turns your goals into daily actions, and helps you finish where you started. It gives you the power to move forward every day, little by little, and keeps you on track when life gets busy or hard. Here's how motivation and discipline work together. Motivation gives you the dream. Discipline turns that dream into reality. Motivation says, "Let's start." Discipline says, "Let's keep going until we finish." You need both, like two legs to move forward. Motivation gives energy and excitement to start new actions. Discipline makes sure you don't stop, even on tough or boring days. Together, they create steady progress and real success. Think of it like climbing a mountain. Motivation is the first push that gets you out of bed. It makes you excited to take the first steps. But after the first few steps, when the path becomes steep or rocky, motivation may disappear. That's when discipline carries you forward. You take one step at a time. You keep showing up. You keep moving, no matter how slow it feels. Day by day, step by step, you reach the top. The lesson is clear. Motivation helps you start, discipline helps you finish. They work together. You don't need to feel perfect or inspired every day. You just need to take action, be consistent, and trust your routine. Over time, these small, daily steps turn into big achievements. Motivation gives you dreams. Discipline gives you results. Use both, and you can reach any goal you set, in English learning or in life. Let's see how motivation and discipline work together with a real example. Meet Fatima. She watches a video about someone who changed their life by learning English. She feels excited and inspired. That excitement is motivation. Fatima starts studying English for 2 hours every day. At first, she feels great and full of energy. But then life gets busy. She feels tired, distracted, and stressed. Some days she misses her study time. Her motivation fades. She begins to doubt herself and wonders if she can really improve. This is normal. Motivation comes and goes. It can't always carry you through the hard days. That's when discipline steps in. Fatima decides to make a simple plan. She will study 20 minutes every day, no matter what. On some days, when she feels motivated, she studies more. On other days, she only does the minimum 20 minutes. The important thing is she never stops completely. She shows up every day. She takes small actions consistently. After a few months, Fatima notices real progress. She understands more English, speaks more confidently, and feels proud of herself. She realizes that discipline turns motivation into lasting success. Motivation gives you energy to start. Discipline keeps you going when motivation fades. Together, they create real, lasting results. Here's the key idea. Discipline helps you take action every day, and those actions create small successes. Each small success gives you more motivation to continue. Motivation starts the fire. Discipline keeps it burning and lights your path. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or feel special. Start when you can and keep going even on hard days. Progress matters more than perfection. Now, let's talk about how to build discipline in real life. Discipline isn't something you're born with. It can be learned and practiced. You don't need to be perfect. The goal is to grow a little every day. Step 1. Make a simple plan. Decide what you will do and when. For example, I will study English for 20 minutes every morning, or I will listen to one English podcast every day. A plan gives your mind direction and makes it easier to stay focused. Step 2. Start small. Don't try to do too much at once. Small, easy actions are better than trying to change everything at once. If 20 minutes of studying feels too long, start with 10 minutes. If writing a full page feels hard, write just 2 or 3 sentences. The goal is to build a habit, not overwhelm yourself. Step 3. Stay consistent. Discipline is about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Some days will be easy, some days hard. That's okay. Just keep taking small steps. Over time, these steps become habits, and habits become progress and confidence. Fatima's story shows that you don't need to be perfect. You don't need huge blocks of time or endless motivation. You just need a simple plan, small steps, and consistency. Motivation gives you the spark. Discipline keeps the flame alive. Use both together, and you will grow stronger, smarter, and more confident in your English journey. Discipline grows through consistency, just like brushing your teeth every day. To build it, you need a routine. Pick a specific time and place for your English study each day, morning, lunchtime, or before bed. Doing it at the same time every day makes it feel natural, like a habit you don't have to think about. Next, remove distractions. Turn off your phone notifications, find a quiet space, and tell others not to disturb you while you study. This simple step helps you focus better and finish your work faster. Another important step is to track your progress. Use a notebook, calendar, or app to mark every day you complete your study. When you see your progress, it gives you a little boost of motivation and encourages you to keep going. It feels good to look back and see how much you've done. You should also reward yourself. After completing your daily study goal, do something you enjoy, like watching a short video, having a snack, or taking a short break. This connects your habit to positive feelings, making it easier to continue every day. Be patient and forgive yourself. Building discipline takes time. Some days, you will miss your plan or feel too tired. That's normal. Don't say, "I failed." Instead, just start again the next day. Every time you return to your routine, you grow stronger and more capable. Here are some practical examples for learning English every day. Learn 5 new words daily, listen to a short podcast each day, or write 2 simple sentences in English at night. Small steps like these, repeated consistently, create lasting habits. Think of discipline like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Even on days when you feel tired or lazy, if you keep showing up, your efforts will add up. After a few weeks, you will notice real results. Your confidence will grow, and the habit of learning will carry you forward naturally. At first, discipline may feel hard, like lifting a heavy weight, but over time, it becomes easier. You won't need to push yourself as much because your routine becomes part of who you are. Discipline becomes automatic, like brushing your teeth or drinking water, something you just do without thinking. So, take the first step today. Make a simple plan, start small, stay consistent, and trust yourself. You are capable of becoming disciplined. You are capable of learning English. You are capable of reaching your goals, one small step at a time. Remember the main message from today's discussion. Motivation is the feeling that inspires you to start something new. It gives you a burst of energy, excitement, or inspiration. But motivation alone is not enough to carry you through the days when you feel tired, distracted, or busy. That's where discipline comes in. Discipline is the action you take even when you don't feel like it. It is what helps you build habits, improve gradually, and succeed in the long term. Use motivation to start and use discipline to keep going. Together, they create real, lasting success. Motivation is the spark. Discipline is the fire that keeps the spark alive. We all know the feeling of being excited about a new goal, a dream, or a project. Motivation gives us energy, makes us feel alive, and pushes us to take the first step. It's that spark that says, "Yes, I can do this." Maybe you feel excited about learning English, starting a new hobby, or improving yourself. On those days, everything seems possible, and it's easy to get started. But here's the truth. Motivation doesn't last forever. Some days, we wake up tired, distracted, or simply not in the mood. On those days, motivation alone isn't enough to keep us moving forward. You may want to study English, work on a project, or exercise, but you just don't feel like it. That's normal. Feeling unmotivated doesn't mean you failed. It just shows that motivation can't carry you all the way. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is what allows you to keep going even when motivation is low. It's the choice to show up every day and do the work no matter how you feel. Discipline is about creating habits and routines that guide your actions. You don't wait for the perfect mood, the perfect time, or the perfect day. Instead, you take small steps consistently. You do what needs to be done, even if you don't feel like it. That's the secret to long-term success. But while discipline is powerful, we shouldn't forget the role of motivation. Motivation is the spark that gives you energy and inspiration. Discipline is the engine that keeps the spark alive. Together, they create a powerful combination. Motivation helps you start. Discipline helps you keep going. If you rely only on motivation, your efforts will be inconsistent. You may feel excited one day and give up the next. But if you focus on discipline, you build a strong foundation that carries you through both good days and bad days. So how do you start building discipline today? The answer is simple. Take action now. Don't wait for the perfect moment or for motivation to magically appear. Start with a small goal. Read 1 page of an English book. Listen to a 10-minute podcast. Write a few sentences. It doesn't matter whether you feel motivated. What matters is that you begin. The first step, no matter how small, is always the most important. Discipline doesn't have to be hard or overwhelming. It's about making small, simple choices every day. It's about showing up consistently, even when it's boring or challenging. These small choices may feel insignificant at first, but over time, they add up. Day by day, repetition by repetition, your discipline grows stronger. Your habits become automatic, your confidence increases, and your goals start to feel more achievable. Think of discipline as a bridge. Motivation may get you to the start, but discipline carries you across. Every small step you take builds momentum. Eventually, progress becomes noticeable, and you realize that your efforts are paying off. You don't need to wait for motivation to feel ready. You don't need to be perfect or have endless energy. You just need to take one small step at a time and show up consistently. By combining motivation and discipline, you create a system that supports growth, learning, and success. Motivation inspires you to dream. Discipline helps you turn that dream into reality. Start today, take action, and remember, every small step counts. Your future self will thank you. Progress doesn't happen all at once. You don't need to make huge changes or do everything perfectly. Real progress comes from taking small steps, day by day. Each step builds on the last, and over time, those small actions turn into lasting habits. This is the true power of discipline. Even small, simple choices, when repeated consistently, can create big results. As you finish listening to this episode, think about one small action you can take today. Maybe it's making a simple plan for your English learning. Maybe it's committing to study for just 10 minutes in the morning. Perhaps it's turning off distractions for a few minutes and focusing on one small task. Whatever it is, start now. Don't wait for motivation to arrive. Use your discipline to take action and let results follow naturally. Discipline is not about feeling ready or perfect. It's not about waiting for energy or inspiration. Discipline is about doing the right thing even when it's hard. Motivation may give you the initial spark, but discipline is what keeps the fire going. Motivation comes and goes like the weather. It can be sunny one day and cloudy the next. Discipline, on the other hand, is steady. It's the bridge that carries you forward, step by step, even on days when motivation disappears. Think of your learning like building a house. Motivation is like the first brick. It helps you start. Discipline is the structure and foundation that holds everything up. Without discipline, the house would collapse once motivation fades. With discipline, your small daily actions become habits. These habits feel natural over time. You won't have to push yourself as hard because showing up becomes automatic. You will gain confidence, strength, and a sense of control over your own progress. Even tiny actions matter. Listening to 5 minutes of English, writing a few words, or reading a short article may seem small, but repeated daily, these actions lead to growth. Each day you take action, you strengthen your habits, your discipline, and your results. Step by step, day by day, you move closer to your goals. That's why consistency is more important than perfection. Even small efforts count if you repeat them regularly. So, here's the key message. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Focus on building discipline in your life. Take small, actionable steps every day. Celebrate your progress. Don't be discouraged if you miss a day. Just return tomorrow and continue. Progress is created through persistence, not perfect conditions. Remember, discipline gives you freedom. It allows you to take control of your actions, rather than waiting for feelings or circumstances to decide for you. It empowers you to reach your goals, learn English effectively, and grow in all areas of life. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the engine that carries you across the finish line. Take action today. Make a small plan. Start with just 10 minutes. Focus, show up, and repeat. Over time, you'll see the results, feel proud, and build confidence in your abilities. One small step today can lead to big changes tomorrow. Discipline isn't just about learning. It's about creating a life where your choices, habits, and efforts consistently move you forward. You are capable of it. You can do it. Thank you for taking the time to listen today. I hope you feel inspired to take action, even if it's just a tiny step. If this episode helped you, share it with a friend or revisit it anytime you need a boost. Keep learning, keep showing up, and remember, discipline builds your future one small step at a time. Thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate you taking the time to join me and focus on building your skills and habits. I'm excited for you as you continue your journey toward success and learning. Remember, real growth comes from showing up every day, even in small ways. Each step you take, no matter how tiny, brings you closer to your goals. Keep building your discipline. Make it a habit to take action, even when it feels hard or when motivation is low. Trust the process. Celebrate your small wins. Forgive yourself when you miss a day, and just keep moving forward. You have the power to shape your own progress and create the results you want. Remember this: motivation may start the fire, but discipline keeps it burning. By taking consistent action, you are training yourself to grow stronger, smarter, and more confident every single day. You've got this. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep practicing, and stay committed to your goals. Keep learning, keep showing up, and I'll see you in the next episode. One step at a time, you're building the future you want.